Hello everyone. So in our previous video we have seen how to calculate the root node or how to find the root node with the help of entropy, information and gain. In this video we'll try to find the child nodes, right? To finish our decision tree. So let's get started. So now yes, so if you see, right, so our root node is Outlook, and which will have three sub nodes. It's because we have three categories in Outlook, which is sunny, overcast and rainy. So now what we'll do is, so to calculate the information gain for the remaining variables, so we need to group the data based on sunny, overcast and rainy. These are my three categorical variables under the Outlook, which is my root node, right? And then calculate the information gain for sunny, overcast and rain. Why sunny, overcast and rain? Because they are the immediate nodes after our root node Outlook, right? So now, yep. Now we'll group by the data based on sunny, right? So now I took the data where Outlook is only sunny, and these are the remaining values for my remaining columns like temperature, humidity, wind, which I need to find the information gain, right? So now we need to find the information gain for temperature, humidity and wind, as I said. So which we already know. We already seen how to calculate the information gain for the variable called Outlook. We need to follow the same steps as usual, right? So now take the temperature and find how many yes and how many no, right? So then we need to apply those values to the formula, and this is what we'll get, right? So when I the similar steps for temperature, humidity, wind, right? And if you see, gain of humidity is high. Now as I grouped by sunny, now I'm just trying to find what would be the next node for sunny, right? And that's why I grouped by sunny, right? And the maximum gain value which I get is for humidity. So my immediate node after sunny will be humidity. Got it? Now we'll try to group by overcast, right? If you see, right, so we have all the values as S, right? Which means like when it is a overcast, irrespective of temperature, humidity, wind, whatever it is, the players will not play, because obviously when it is overcast it is fully cloudy, right? And maybe it's heavily raining, obviously players will not play. And if you see, this particular node is pure, obviously, right? If you remember when you're talking about measure of impurity, right, when I have the similar cast, then we call it the node as a pure, it's homogeneous, right? And the entropy will be obviously zero in this case, right? And if you calculate the information gain for the remaining variables when the Outlook is overcast, right, the value will be zero, negative, because the entropy is zero. And if you get some value, positive value for information gain, then obviously 0 minus any value will be the negative. So obviously, as this particular node is pure, we don't have any further split, right, for overcast. So for overcast we can simply say it's S, there's no further split, as the node is pure. Now we need to group by the data based on rainy, right? So again we need to find the gain for all the three variables, right? So then the variable wind has more gain compared to the remaining two variables. That's why by the next split of the rain would be wind, right? So this is how my final tree looks like, right? And again we similarly have to group by based on humidity. When you talk about humidity, right, so let me drag the data, right? So when you talk about humidity, right, so humidity has two categorical values, one is high and normal. Wind has true and false. So obviously I need to group by the maybe the remaining variables with high and normal. Same for wind, true and false, right? Based on that, again I need to find the information gain, right? And then these are the nodes. Which if it's simple, if you want to interpret this decision tree, right? So when my Outlook is sunny, if it is humidity, if the humidity is high, then the players may not play, they will play, right? When the outlook is raining, if it is wind, if 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 if, if there is no wind, then the players may play, or if there is a wind, the players may not play, for example, right? This is how I can interpret my decision trees. And of course, this is how the prediction works. When I pass any information, right, whether the player will play or not, right? So obviously, your decision tree will tell you based on this tree which we build. It will tell you whether the player can play or not, right? So as we seen, right, in the overall process of trying to building the decision trees, the important statistical technique is measure of impurity. We have three measure of impurities, like entropy, Gini, and classification error. We use entropy and the information gain. With the help of these three, we were able to build a final decision tree with the given data set, right? So we can also, as I said, right, so we have many measure of impurities, so three measure of impurities, like namely Gini, entropy, and classification error. So we use entropy in this session, right? We can also use Gini or classification error to build a decision tree. So we call typically this method is iterative or ID3 approach, right? So, and also one of the important point which we notice is, right, so if the subset is pure, the splitting will stop there, right? If it is impure, the algorithm will continue to split the subset until every subset is pure, right? Once this is done, the decision tree is completed. For example, right, if you see here, after high and normal, there is no further split. That's why the decision tree is stopped here, right? And similarly, when you talk about when, after false and true, there is no further split, right? So the decision tree will stop splitting until the particular node is pure. For overcast, we have seen, right, because all the variables are s, so that's why we stop the split there. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we understand how decision tree works. I mean, how we can build the decision tree, right? We'll also try to understand the random forest, a group of decision trees. We'll also take some data. We'll try to train the model using decision trees in our further videos, right? So till then, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.